In this video, update lang tayo sa mga kaganapan sa market. Bitcoin bumagsak below 60,000 price level. Ang selling pressure daw ay umabot sa historic level. Ang tanong ngayon, bounce na ba ito o may mas malalim pang pagbagsak na paparating? At kung interesado kayo sa ganitong mga content, token reviews, crypto news, anything related to crypto, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Bitcoin fell hard. Within 4 days, bumagsak ito ng 14% from 79,000 to 60,000. At sinasabi ng mga eksperto, ang current trading zone ni Bitcoin ngayon is below 69,000. Bakit sobrang big deal ng 69,000? Kasi yan yung 2021 bull market high. Yung dating all-time high na maraming traders ang tinitingnan as historic support level. Kapag ang market bumaba below a price cycle top, nag-iiba ang psychology. Maraming tao ang nag-a-assume na dapat dyan mag-hold. Pero ang history, hindi laging ganun kasimple. At dito papasok yung context ng cycles. Noong last cycle, nag-bottom si Bitcoin malapit sa 2017 high na 19,600 bago siya briefly dumulas pa around 16,000 noong November 2022. Ibig sabihin, oo, prior high can act as support pero may pattern din na pwedeng bumaba muna below the prior high bago mabuo ang final bottom. Kaya ngayon, bumaba tayo below 69,000. Open pa rin ang downside risk, hindi automatic na ito na yung bottom. Kasabay ng price drop, may importante ring pagbabago sa derivatives activity. Bumagsak ang futures activity at BTC open interest drop by more than $10 billion over the past 7 days. Kapag ganito, ibig sabihin maraming leverage position ang na-close o na-flush. Minsan, bullish yan long term dahil nababawasan ng leverage. Pero short term, signal din yan ng may takot at risk of behavior sa market. Ngayon, saan tumitingin ang mga tao para sa possible turning point? Dalawang direksyon, long-term technical zones at on-chain indicators. At dito, balik tayo sa why the 69,000 level matters. Aside sa pagiging 2021 top, may isa pang detail. Malaking share ng recent transaction occurred between 58,000 and 69,000. Ang range na to, hindi lang basta random. Naka-align din siya sa 200 weekly moving average near 58,000. So kung maghahanap tayo ng key demand zone, maraming mata ang nasa 58,000 to 69,000 corridor. Reason, maraming cost basis dyan at may major moving average support na malapit sa lower end. At kung mahilig tayo sa order book blues, meron ding observation na may large BTC bid sa around 60,000. In simple terms, may mga buyers na nakaabang bumili habang bumabagsak ang price. Kaya may chance na sa dips, may sumasalo. Pero again, order book bids can move, can disappear, and they don't guarantee na hindi babasagin ang level. Ang point lang, may real buyer interest na nakikita sa bandang 60,000. Next, punta tayo sa pinaka-extreme part ng data, oversold signals. May market analyst na nagsasabing weekly RSI fell below 30. Historically, Bitcoin has reached that weekly RSI level only 4 times at sa bawat pagkakataon, nagrarally daw ang price by an average of 16% over the next 4 days. Importante yan kasi kapag weekly RSI sobrang baba, kadalasan nagse-set up ng relief rally. Hindi ibig sabihin bull run na agad, pero it suggests na sobrang stretch na yung downside. May isa pang on-chain signals na lumalabas, adjusted net unrealized profit loss or ANUPL, turned negative for the first time since 2023. Ano ang ibig sabihin nito? Ibig sabihin on average, the typical holder is now sitting at a loss. Historically, similar conditions noong 2018, 2019, 2020 at 2022-2023 all led to price recoveries for Bitcoin. Not always instantly, but those environments often became the start of recovery phases. Pero may nuance pa. Kahit possible ang relief rally, may point din na ang speed of sentiment deterioration ngayon ay mas mabilis kaysa previous cycles. Ang interpretation, this looks like an acute sentiment reset, hindi yung slow grind down. At kapag mas mabilis ang sentiment collapse, may argument na pwedeng mas maiksi ang capitulation phase. Meaning, kung dati months bago matapos ang takot, ngayon pwedeng mas mabilis mag-reset ang ground. Again, possible, not guarantee. Ngayon, habang bumabagsak si Bitcoin, another major story ang lumabas. Strategy recorded a massive paper loss on earnings, reported net loss of $12.4 billion in Q4 2025, largely driven by Bitcoin's 22% fall over that quarter. Remember, Bitcoin hit peak around 126,000 in early October, pero by the quarter ending December 31, bumagsak to under 88,500. Ngayon, current situation, Bitcoin is down around 30% so far this year to around 60,000, which is below strategy's average cost per BTC of 76,052. Strategy shares closed about 17% down to around 107 at dahil bumaba ang Bitcoin to a low 60,000 ngayong araw, Strategy is down around 17.5% on its 713,502 Bitcoin holding. So yes, malaking headline ito kasi kapag ganitong kalaking treasury holdings ang underwater, market starts to worry about forced selling or balance sheet stress. Pero ito yung kabilang side ng narrative. Even with a huge quarter loss, their executives keep insisting they are on strong financial footing. They boosted cash holdings to $2.25 billion in Q4, enough to cover 30 months of dividend payouts. They also have no major debt maturing until 2027. Bakit importante yan? Kasi ibig sabihin wala silang immediate pressure to repay big obligations soon. So less immediate reason to liquidate Bitcoin for near-term survival. Additional detail, they mentioned their enterprise value is still above the size of their Bitcoin reserve and their $8.2 billion convertible debt is about 13% net leverage, which is below most S&P 500 companies. At ang message nila is basically no panic, no issues, whether the market believes it or not is another story. Pero yan ang data points na binibigay. Okay, next big question. Makaka-rebound ba si Bitcoin sa 90,000 sa March? Dahil sa heavy drop option, traders are basically saying maliit ang chance on Deribit the right to buy Bitcoin at 90,000 on March 27. A call option was priced around $522 based on Black-Scholes model. That pricing implies less than 6% odds na maaabot ni Bitcoin ng 90,000 by late March. That's super low and it tells you kung gaano ka bearish or cautious ang market ngayon. At para makita natin yung contrast, the right to sell Bitcoin at 50,000, a put options for the same date was priced around $1,380. That pricing implies around 20% probability of a deeper crash. So in simple terms, option market is pricing more fear or deeper downside than hope of a fast return to 90,000. Now, bakit lumala ang selling? Maraming layered reason na lumalabas. Una, may emerging worries about quantum computing risk and fears of forced liquidation by companies that built Bitcoin reserves through debt and equity. May example dito, Jefferies Global Head of Equity Strategy, Christopher Wood, removed a 10% Bitcoin allocation from a model portfolio, citing the risk that quantum computers could reverse engineer private keys. Whether you agree or not, ang punto dito, big narrative like this can add risk aversion, especially when market is already weak. Pangalawa, kabado ang mga market participants about treasury-style companies. Kapag nagprolong ang bear market scenario, natatakot ang mga investors na yung companies ay mapipilitang magbenta ng kanilang mga position to cover debt obligations. By example comparison, Strategy Enterprise value dipped near $53.3 billion while cost basis sat around $54.2 billion. Another company example, Metaplanet, valued at about $2.95 billion versus a $3.78 billion acquisition cost. Kapag ganyan ang gap, investors start thinking kung tumagal ang bear, magka-crack ba ang structure? Kaya lumalakas ang fear kahit wala pang actual forced selling. Pangatlo, broader risk sentiment from other markets. Even silver, the second largest tradable asset by market cap, in that context, ay nagsuffer ng 36% weekly drop after nitong maabot ang 121 all-time high noong January 29. Kapag ang major asset class nagka-crash, nag-iiba ang risk appetite ng investors. At si Bitcoin, 27% weekly decline, nagmumukhang kapareho ng big losses seen in several billion-dollar listed companies like Thomson, Reuters, PayPal, Robinhood at Uplovin. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang crypto ang tinatamaan. Risk off is broad. Pang-apat, macro data shock. US employee announced 108,435 layoffs in January, up 118% from the same period in 2025. According to Challenger, Gray and Christmas, at ang context pa nito, highest number of January layoffs since 2009. Kapag ganyang klaseng employment headline ang lumalabas, lumalakas ang takot about growth and investors tend to reduce exposure to risk assets including crypto. Kung titingnan naman natin yung price action ni Bitcoin, nag-retest to below 60,000. Itong red horizontal line na yan ang previous all-time high noong 2021 at pinaniniwalaan na dapat magsisilbing support ito. Pero hindi nga nangyari yon. At normal naman talaga yon, price could undershoot and overshoot. Hindi natin laging matatimingan yung exact bottom. Katulad nito, maraming nakaabang na buyers dyan pero hindi na ito nag-bounce agad kasi extreme fear ang nangingibabaw na sentiment sa mga investors. Ang macro environment hindi din ganun kaganda. In technical, bago naman bumagsak yan ng ganyan, nakita na natin yung mga signs katulad ng classic head and shoulders, yung death cross na ini-ignore ng karamihan, yung mga signs of market reversal. Yung weekly chart natin based on history na after having umaabot ng 17 to 18 months then tsaka magre-reverse yung market. Since 2023, sa start ng bull market, pinapakita ko na ang chart na ito sa inyo. Kaya nung umabot na yung price ni Bitcoin sa red vertical line natin dito noong September pa lang, may idea na tayo na this could be the turning point. Kaya yung reversal na nangyari ngayon, hindi na nakakabigla. At sa mga previous analysis natin, consistent na bearish tayo. At sabi ko nga, para mabuhay ang bulls, kailangan mag-bounce ni BTC sa 74,000 pa lang. Pero hindi nangyari yon at mas lalo pa itong bumagsak. And a relief rally is likely here. Kailangan niya mag-bounce at mag-consolidate. Hindi total recovery. Magko-consolidate muna ito and possible next resistance is sa area ng 74,000. We have to observe the consolidation and watch the formation. Kasi andun pa din yung posibilidad ng formation ng another bear flag. Kasi this is the new lower low at malinaw naman na nasa bear trend tayo na nagko-consist ng lower high and lower low. At kapag ganyan ang trend channel, then pwede pa itong magpatuloy. From all-time high, nasa negative 52% drawdown na tayo kay BTC. Last cycle, negative 77% ang inabot. So meron pang ilang percent. Pero kung susundin ito ang history, posibleng maglaro na lang ito sa negative 70 or negative 67%. Pwede na nating masabing bottom yon ng market. Again, hula ko lang yan based on historical data base sa mga nagdaang bear market. Okay? So yun lang ang crypto update natin for today. Thanks for watching again. Good luck and see you on the next video.